that one just this one's been a bit of a roller coaster. All of a sudden, it looked as if we might get him. And I was thinking, again, this isn't a priority position. So 50, 60 million on a winger. But then I kind of got my head around the fact, okay, we're going to get him. I'm excited. Then I thought he was going to Chelsea, which I was furious about. And then he's on holiday, and it seems as if he's waiting for Barcelona, but they're having financial issues. Where is that at the moment? Is it viewed as he will go to Barcelona once the money is there, or is there still a chance he ends up at Chelsea or even maybe at Arsenal?
I think Arsenal never matched Chelsea's bid. They considered it, and Edu, from what I gather, on the afternoon or evening that Chelsea made the bid, was constantly calling and then waiting for Deco to give him clarification. And Arsenal took 48 hours to determine whether or not they would match Chelsea's bid, and haven't to date. And one of the reasons for that is because, as you correctly say, it since became apparent that Raphinha really wanted Barcelona, who themselves have now got cash injection. But let's not forget that Barcelona want Lewandowski, who I still think is their number one priority. They have to resolve the future of Dembele. At the time of this recording anyway, a deal could still be signed, but Dembele keeps delaying a pay cut deal. De Jong must be resolved as well. And there's other players waiting to potentially come into Barcelona. Jules Koundé is another one that's being linked as well. So it's not a given that just because Barcelona have got the cash injection, they'll immediately be able to strike a deal with Leeds United. And again, at the time of recording, things could change this week, but it was widely reported in Spain that Leeds and Barcelona had agreed a package, and the only major difference between Chelsea's offer and Barcelona's offer was staggered payments for the base fee. But the reality, as I understand it and have reported over the last week or so, is Leeds and Barcelona do not have a final deal with everything agreed at this point. So Raphinha is in a difficult position because he is open to the Chelsea move. That's my understanding. So the financials are not a problem. Chelsea have offered him a 5-year deal. The base wage is agreeable to Raphinha, and it's a big pay rise from at Leeds United. And given a straight choice come the end of this window between Chelsea and Leeds, I think Raphinha still moves to Chelsea. But he may not have that option come the end of the window, because Chelsea know that their tactic to get Raphinha is to move fast, to try and blow Barcelona away, and to essentially say to Raphinha, decide, and it's a World Cup year. So do you want to play for us, have your future settled, come back from your holiday, go on a pre-season tour, play Champions League football, go off to the World Cup? Or do you want to let this linger for the entire window, and then Barcelona might come in, but they might not? And then who knows? Chelsea may not even leave the offer lingering for the duration of the window. So Chelsea's tactic is to feed into that uncertainty. Raphinha, for now, as you would expect, is just waiting and seeing. And as the window progresses, it'll be interesting to see that power dynamic, because if Chelsea withdraw their offer or make the threat of that, Raphinha's got a decision to make. But right now, Chelsea and Raphinha are waiting to what Barcelona can do. Now, I know there's some reports out there that say he'll stay at Leeds until January and then Barcelona will promise to come in. I think that's a risky tactic, and it's not my understanding at this point that Raphinha will commit to that. And Leeds have already kind of spent the money on a replacement for Raphinha, and that's a kind of another factor to the deal, that Luis Sinisterra is coming in from Feyenoord, and if Raphinha just stays at Leeds, then great in some senses for Jesse Marsch, but it becomes very unsettled and uncertain. And I don't really think Leeds want that, even though he's a quality player for Leeds United. They don't want a player that's just waiting for a move to happen. And then imagine if Raphinha has to start at Leeds and then go to a World Cup and then come back from a World Cup and then resolve the future from there on in. And I think that will be a factor in his decision making as well. So I don't think that this has had all of its twists yet. I don't think that Chelsea are entirely out of the race. Of course, Raphinha wants to go to Barcelona. Of course, Barcelona want Raphinha, but he has to sort of think about his own football in a World Cup year, because he's only won 4 caps for Brazil in 2022, and I think he got 5 more in 2021. And if Leeds don't like how he's acting, if he doesn't play as much football because they sort of want to banish him I mean, that would be harsh from Marsh, so I certainly don't want to imply that that's their thinking, but I'm just putting it out there. If he's not playing at the right level at the right club ahead of a World Cup with only 9 Brazil caps, then who knows what's going to happen. Whereas if he plays for Chelsea, plays Champions League football, does well, it sells everything leading up to Qatar 2022. So that will be across his thinking as well. So it's a case of watch this space. But at the moment, Arsenal haven't matched Chelsea's offer. So it is likely to be a two-way decision now, not a three-way decision. That wasn't the case, by the way, a few weeks back. Arsenal were seriously considering making this a three-way race. But at the moment, it looks like Chelsea know Barcelona is the preference, but they're still hanging around just in case that agreement between Leeds and Barcelona doesn't happen.